These are antiques. These are mantiques. Antique, mantique. These guys sell mantiques. This is their store.
We're bringing stuff every day, in and out, in and out, in and out. We're shaking and baking.
These are their customers.
Give me the rundown on the GMC.
This lived in a bar in Ghent in Belgium.
Follow Jim and Jeff from 9 to 5 or after hours as they buy, sell, and restore the coolest stuff for the coolest collectors worldwide.
Today we're over here in Pasadena, California at Roger Kislingberry's house, who is the foremost antique slot machine for the old single-wheel slot machines around the turn of the century, as well as Roger is the author of this beautiful American Saloons book. So let's go take a look.
So I always wanted a Victorian. As a little kid, my folks would get the New Yorker magazine. There'd be Charles Addams cartoons, and there was always this old house in a lot of the Charles Addams cartoons with the Addams family. And I said, oh, I got to have an old Victorian. Well, I finally found this place back in the 60s, and it was available in 1970, and I bought it. And made it my home and been here with my family for over 40 years, and then put my shop here in the basement, and I'm just basically living in my hobby is what I'm doing. I'm bluffing my way through life. They haven't caught up with me yet.
Wow. Wow. Oh, my.
How nice.
What do we have here, my friend?
Well, I don't know. I just call this the Teddy Roosevelt room. It's just a compilation of things I've picked up over the last 40 years.
So tell me a little bit about the rhino head, Roger.
Oh, when I started a restaurant about 25 years ago in Pasadena, I got a lead on some material in a basement over at the old LA Athletic Club that had been there since the 20s, and they took the stuff down in the 60s because it was politically incorrect, and it was all stored there, and the guy said, basically, get it out of here, and I went, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I have to have a rhinoceros head and the Cape Buffalo.
Wow, Roger. Woo. Tell us about these two uprights you got over here.
One on the right is a Mills Dewey musical. I got that about 1968. Came out of a little bar back east in Colorado. And the other one is a Cayley Big Six. Not only is it a Big Six, it's a Big Six Special, which has 3 stops per color, very scarce. And this is an original litho wheel, which is even scarcer than that. So it's pretty unique. There's very few of those out there, very few.
What do you think this sold for new, Roger?
Probably around $200, $175 new. That was a lot of money back then. It was about 1908, 1906, 10 right in there.
What'd you pay for it?
$400.
$400 bucks.
Bought it in 1968.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you think it's worth now, Roger?
I turned down 60 for it. So
there you have it.
This is a 1930s man cave. I mean, this is what they were doing, right? Smoking cigars in here and drinking fine booze and shooting some pool.
Yeah.
Absolutely killer place.
Well, maybe you ought to go downstairs and I'll show you a saloon that might
Let's do it. I've heard about that saloon.
Well, there's a small admission fee, but we'll make an exception in your case.
All right, cool. Let's do it. Let's go check it out.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
This is where the elves appear.
Wow, what a neat shot.
And this is a faux electrical panel. I made this up to look.
Oh, okay, that's it. You got me.
Oh, Speakeasy.
Oh, look at this, huh?
This is kind of old-fashioned. You might like it.
Wow, what a beautiful foyer.
Speakeasy.
I couldn't afford a time machine, so I built this.
What's the hand thing?
Cigar lighter. I think these are. Oh, you got lucky. Well, you just light your cigar.
Yes, yes.
A lot of the old cigar stores had these gas lights going continuously. They'd just be on all the time, you know. And the guy could light his cigar. Isn't that nice?
That is awesome.
He's got a cigar in his hand.
How cool is that?
Beautiful.
Oh, this is killer.
Wow.
Oh, Roger.
I figured you might enjoy it.
Oh my God. So was this?
Dug out. This originally, it was this height, it was dirt. This is all dirt in here. Just brick walls and dirt. We took 130 yards of dirt out of here. So went down to have the height. You got to have moose clearance.
Right.
It's the law.
It's the law. It is. You got to have.
Man, you can build them, you got to have moose clearance. Anyway, we dug down, and then all these walls are shotcrete, 8 inches of concrete shot in the wall, rebar, footings under the house. I mean, this was a 6-year project.
This is over the top.
That's the first stuff hit. I was about 8 years old when I got that one. But folks went up on a trip to Canada. My dad was a train nut. We took the train up to Canada and the Canadian Pacific. It was a wonderful trip. And they were off touristing, and I was getting all the junk stores. I was 8. I've had that thing for 60 years. And it was probably 50 years old when I got it, probably out of the 20s.
Wow, look at your bar, Roger. Wow, where'd you get that?
Got out of Texas about 10, 12 years ago. I had storage, and just the right size for this room in the vintage 1890s.
I see a really rare trade stimulator down here.
Yeah, this is called the California. It's made by Wheelan Novelty out of Portland, Oregon. There's only 2 or 3 of these known in the collector's world. They're very rare. They're about 1905.
What do you think this sold for new?
Oh, that probably sold 15, 20 bucks, I would say new.
20 bucks.
Back then. And today, there's only been 2 or 3 sold, and you can't really put a value on it. It's probably worth somewhere between 30 to 50,000, somewhere in that category.
20 bucks to 30 to 50,000.
Yeah.
That's a heck of an appreciation.
Yeah, yeah.
Even over 110 years.
If you live to be 100 years old, you can cash in on it.
Exactly.
We have here is a Mills cricket made by Mills Novelty. They were out of Chicago. And it's basically a nickel that goes down on a pin board. What you do is you put your nickel in, work your handle here, which drops it to your shooter. Pull back this, the nickel flies. There are pay indicators here. If a nickel happens to catch on the side of either one of these, it will pay out on the corresponding bin underneath this. But it's set up in such a way the odds are practically 0 to win anything. Cricket bounces around, and then the counterpart made by the Cayley brothers in Detroit was called the Bullfrog, which was a same type of machine, but they call it the Bullfrog. And bullfrogs eat crickets, which is kind of ironic. But.
So what year is this, Roger?
This machine was built by 1905.
05.
Yeah.
And what did this sell for new, approximately?
New was probably about $100, $80 to $100. And now they're worth about $30,000, $35,000. Crazy.
35.
I paid all the $500 for this one years and years ago, and it was about killed me.
Now I know what this is. This is a walk-in cooler just like we had at the Delta Sigma Phi House at West Illinois in the 70s.
Yep, this is an old walk-in cooler, refrigeration unit you could say, but it's run by ice originally, but now we have it on electricity, obviously, with an evaporator. These doors here are for reaching in to grab product. And as I mentioned last time, there's another door which I may allow you to go behind. Now remember, I get to kill you after we show it to you, but it's worth the trip.
Where is the door? Oh, there's the door.
Come on in.
Nice. Holy crap. Look at this.
Dug this all out.
Oh my. Wow.
1920s machine.
Yep, these are all 1920s Mills goosenecks.
God, those are nice. All original.
Yep, kept them original, not restored.
Which one do you like the most in here?
Well, there's a penny poinsettia over there that's kind of scarce, but this is one of my pets here. It's a 50-cent, and with the original patina, it's a $50. And then these are scarce. There's very few out there, and has the original paper, an award card, which is very unusual.
I like it when they got the rounded glass.
Yeah, the early curve
glass.
front. This is early 20s.
Yeah.
Probably 24, 25, something in there.
Nice.
I call this my 1920s room. This is the modern edition of the saloon. This is where I say the Capone gang came out here in the 20s, bought the house, ran a speakeasy, and had their gambling room here.
Yeah, it's amazing. I would say this is as good as any museum I've ever been in terms of your display and accuracy and everything. And it's
I try to make the details correct. I try to feel like if I walk back in 1912, what would this bar look like with the evolution of it from 1890? And anyway, you want to go outside? I'll show you the. We're going to kick out of the bathroom. It's not transgender, but you can still use it.
That's great.
Thank you.
It even smells 1905 in there.
Oh, it's perfect. Dude, amazing. Come on, Jeff, you got to see this.
I don't go in bathrooms with other men.
They will make an exception.
Look at this vintage journal. I know it sounds funny, but this is absolutely killer. Probably right at the turn of the century. This beautiful door, oak. This is just, I know it's funny to get excited over a restroom, but this is so period. I mean, the sink, the trap, the actual plumbing at the bottom of the sink is all exactly period correct. There's no reproductions here. Everything is
He's
real.
going nuts over the bathroom.
This is totally cool. This guy has just done a spectacular job.
Yeah. Hey, Jimbo, how was the party in there? Did you have a good time?
Oh, it was lovely by
Yeah,
myself.
I'm sure it was.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Is he something else?
He's a great cat.
Oh yeah, he's the greatest cat. I love that cat. I got him at the pound. He's almost 17, you can believe it?
Wow, he's in good shape.
He's in good. I restored him last year.
He did good.
Yeah. Right, Rocco? Yeah. Rocco.
Thanks for showing me around. This is fantastic.
Oh, my pleasure.
Hey, let's go get that upright mat guy.
Oh,
You
yeah,
still
we got
some
that
work to
duo
do.
you
You
gotta
got
work
some
on.
work to do. Let's go.
That's right. I've been goofing off all day.